Hey guys, Artosis here, bringing you some more BSL Round of 4 action. This is a best of 7 between Sziky and Mihu, the defending champion. And Sziky did win game number 1 over on Turbine. We're now on Butter, a 2-player map. I don't think this game will look like that last one. It was like a strange mech build and a hidden expansion from Sziky. And it was really drawn out there at the end. Some cool stuff. I mean, Infested Terrans are always exciting to see, even if they don't connect. But yeah, it was over for a while there. I think honestly, you shouldn't be going mech on a map that has a high ground 2 bases, because you can't really push it. It's like impossible to push up onto the high ground, and your opponent is just gonna be able to kind of whittle you down. So I'm hoping to see. Well, I mean, you could go mech here. I think it's a possibility. I'd like to see Ziky's defense though against some more SK Terran. I've enjoyed some of the SK Terran that we've seen out of. I thought that was the best game Xuan had played. I think that Mihu's put out some good SK Terran play. And oh, if you don't know what SK Terran is, sorry, that's some intense StarCraft 1 lingo. SK Terran refers to a Marine Medic Science Vessel play, which is considered overall the most robust way to play Terran vs. Zerg. Also, mechanically, the hardest thing to do in StarCraft 1 is to play SK Terran very well. But I think Mihu does a pretty darn good job of it, and I'd like to see it. Now, Sziky scouting with his drone. He's just going to check on the gas, of course. You really do want to check and see if they have that. A little bit of harassment as well. Oh, and hasn't really checked the gas yet. Really nice harass. And there you go, he sees no gas. So that's like all the intel that you're really looking for. And honestly, like, I mean, good drone harassment. No doubt about it. Mihu's sending an SCV up to do his own scouting, check the gas timing that Sziky has going on. And I mean, this looks very standard. Double depot, barracks expansion, going up against just standard 2-hatch opener here from Sziky. So that finishes up, and we are looking at probably a 3-minute layer out of Sziky here, approximately. A little bit after, I guess. A little bit slow on those drone transfers, but not a big deal. So that's kind of the main thing that you're checking on both sides, honestly, is when that gas is coming up so that you have an idea of when the first tech units can be out. Now, a little bit of harassment on this Overlord floating down, but obviously you're not going to be able to catch it. Oh! Oh! That's a very quick gas there. So there is still a possibility that Mihu goes into mech. Oh, I'm interested. I'm interested. Now, layer goes up at a pretty normal time. eBay. Okay, so it is just going to be a +1. Because if you try to go mech off of something like this, it generally doesn't work. The Goliaths will be out a little bit late, and also you don't have a wall, so you have to make a bunker, and you have to make enough Marines that you don't die to speedlings. And if you're doing all that, you don't really have the money for turrets and Goliaths and the 2 factories and SCVs and your depots and all that. So yeah, and this is what I want to see out of Mihu anyways. Going to be going for a very quick +1. And we'll see how many barracks he goes for. It should end up being 4. That's generally what you're going to end up looking at here. There's that +1 started. Just 2 SCVs on gas, as should be. The layer going to be finishing here for Sziky here. Bunker is up and protecting everything as well. We don't see the Academy yet, which is super late. And this is, I think no matter how you look at it, this is an error from Mihu. So that's a 425 Academy. If Sziky went Hydralisk Den here, and Mihu has no way to know, but if he went Hydralisk Den here, Sziky has to build turrets at like 5 minutes and 35 seconds, and he won't have scans before then because of how late the Academy is. So, there's no way for Sziky to know this, but if he just happened to choose to go Lurkers, he would be way, 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 way ahead here. So, yeah, a little bit of a mistake, no doubt, from our Chinese Terran. He is human. All right, another Rax coming up. Nice little depot here, shoring up this walling capability. Another barracks coming up, and we should be seeing a 4th barracks as well, I would imagine. All right, so there goes Stim. Should be throwing up comsats ASAP. There's 1. There's 2. And should be seeing that additional barracks as well. Now, taking a look over at Sziky's base. He has his 3rd hatch in his main, so kind of this is a more modern approach to 2-hatchery muta. It's a lot safer in a lot of ways. Gives you more flexibility with defending yourself and attacking. And the scan comes down. He sees that there are, in fact, mutas on the way. Starts those turrets up right this second. And, yeah, well, I guess he already had started some of them there. And Sziky, not super fast on getting those mutas across the map, but that's all right. Just kind of pulling them up a little bit. All right, additional turrets going up. I like the turret layout. It's kind of interesting. This one's a little bit by itself, but he's trying to zone them out from ever running over. There might be a move here for Sziky where he just flies over and harasses down here, and that would be pretty strong. But Mihu has left himself enough open space here that his Marines can actually help a little bit. And Sziky is going to fly down there as anticipated. And actually just flying by most of this. Hey, he's a little bit stuck in here. Have to fly out eventually. Going to be taking a lot of hits, unfortunately. Range not done for Mihu quite yet. Good micro from Sziky. Oh, by the way, yeah, it is actually only 3 barracks. Oh. I mean, Mihu definitely has his own style. Generally, though, when you see the engineering bay, you're going to end up seeing 4 Raxes to really utilize the, the quick +1 attack upgrade. But here he's like got +1 attack, hasn't started +1 armor, and is only on 3 racks. So the speed of the +1, is it going to be all that useful? We'll see. He's definitely interrupted his Marine production slightly. And we have a 3rd base going up for Sziky. Run down a few creep colonies. Hydralis Den coming up, as well as the Queen's Nest. So everything looking very good for him. Looks like it is going to be a standard Defiler rush with lurkers. And here come those mutas once again. Just flying over, dealing a lot of damage in the main base. Mihu simply runs away with his SCVs. But this is a ton of lost mine time. It's a ton of lost everything. Mihu going across the map with every Marine and Medic that he has. More Sunkens coming up. He can definitely kill the 3rd base, but the natural's safe. I think Sziky is fine with that. Like, it kind of sucks to lose your 3rd, but he holds on to everything else and is continuing to really slow Mihu down here in the main. This is a very annoying position to be in as Mihu. But you always feel good, of course, killing off that 3rd base. The drones have mostly been saved. Some good foresight there from Sziky, who is going up into Hive. The mutas being mostly killed at this point. Sziky backing up, flying out. Overall worker count is not that heavily in Mihu's favor. And he is a worker-heavy type of guy, by the way. Now, of course, 4 of these are not mining, which is a little bit painful. He is making a drone over at that base. So we'll be retaking his 3rd, no doubt. I think it is imperative that Sziky remakes his 3rd base, like, right away. Science facility is coming up. Starports are done, of course. Sziky making a lot of Mutalisks. Oh. Is he going to go Guardian? He might go Guardian here. There is a possibility. I'm a little bit surprised with the amount. Okay, so it's 11. Okay, well, just a group of mutas, so I guess it's not that surprising. But I wonder if he could actually catch him with Guardian here. It's kind of been a weird game. Like, a lot of damage done on both sides. Sziky losing his 3rd base. being forced, obviously, into lots of sunken colonies as well, losing a lot of mutas during his harassment, but, of course, Mihu missing a lot of mining time in there. So, a strange game state that we're in. Sziky killing off a lot of turrets here in that main base once again. Going after the engineering bay. It's not actually upgrading at the moment, but always a nice one to get. You're going to have to remake it if you want any more turrets. Yeah, kills that off. Starting to pick off some of the Marines as well. Looks like these Marines waiting for the mutas to try to fly out, but the mutas just staying here and fighting. Oh my god, Sziky with some very good reads on exactly how many units were coming to try to stop him. I think this was actually very good usage of these mutas. One thing to note is he retook his third, but it's over here. So that's a funny location for it to be at, and Mihu has somehow already scouted it. Now the mutas, well, what remains of them did end up escaping. We have right now Consume on the way for Defilers. Some lurkers being made. And can this attack be stopped? I don't believe so. I think that Mihu simply has enough bio here with the amount of mutas that we've seen fall that, yeah, like Sziky comes in and that's going to be pushed out immediately. So he's going to lose his third base again. And even the fourth base looks like it's not going to go up, which is obviously going to be the new third. Mihu has reproduced those SCVs very, very well. You can see that difference starting to come in. Sziky has been utilizing drones to make buildings, hasn't really been rebuilding his economy any here, though. Defiler's coming up. Okay, he has some lurkers over at his new third base, so that is incredibly important. He really does need that third up. And I feel like he also is going to need to take, like, a good fight. Because Mihu now has pretty heavy map control. A lot of Marines and medics out there. His vessels are starting to come out. He's going to get his upgrades rolling once again. The upgrades of Sziky, actually, he's got 2 Evos going, so that's nice to see. Plague is already on the way as well. I think that's a great spell against Mihu in general, because a lot of his strength is his just macro ability, right? So, like, just sitting in a more turtled position and plaguing a lot, I think is something that could be quite strong against Mihu in this matchup. Just kind of grind him down over time. Now here we go. A little bit of an engagement in the center. A couple Dark Storms go down, so he's picking off some Marines. I think what Sziky's trying to do here is get a little push up towards the natural. But caught far enough out in the map that Mihu is not too worried about this situation right now. Has decent energy on these vessels as well, so can start to irradiate just as soon as that spell finishes, which is pretty soon. Fighters chowing down. Getting ready to go over here and defend. He needs to keep the space alive, which I think he will without too much problem. Now, the vessels are trying to get ready right now to hit those irradiates. Let's see how he does it. All right, irradiates down 1 Defiler and 1 Lurker. The other Defiler coming up from behind. Oh my god, he never threw down a spell. Sziky did not throw down a Dark Swarm. Oh no. Okay, he does have, like, some Marines under the new Dark Swarm. If only he had thrown one down over a Lurker, this would already be done. Okay, a good plague. He needs to not lose this hatchery. It's incredibly important. And Mihu is trying so hard to get rid of it. Now, the Lings are going to be able to probably just take down all of these plagued units. Okay, so finally, Sziky does hold on to his third base. In the meantime, Mihu continues to produce SCVs, like a huge SCV count right now, taking that third command center, adding more barracks. Has his upgrades going, the 2-1 on the way. Sziky has an Ultralisk Cavern up, chitinous plating being made. Also, a couple mutas being made. Those are to catch any plagued vessels. Like, he did get plague off on the vessels, so he's going to look for kills there. Definitely worth. Okay, catches some Marines out on the map here with this huge swarm of Zerglings. medics actually do amazing blocking there, and he's not going to be able to clear that army, unfortunately. More units coming up as well. Sziky is in some trouble. He just doesn't really have anything over here right now. Radiate down on a Muta. He knows what those are for. A single Zergling comes through the Nidus. Obviously, that is not going to be enough, and it seems like Sziky not going to be able to hold on. Mihu powering through here with his bio. And I think at this point, that's about game. Like, GG. Mihu wins game 2.